Hi and welcome to today's broadcast. With me on Link to discuss the third quarter, I have the CEO of Carbiotics, Christopher Cook. Hello and welcome, Christopher.
Hi, Kaiser. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
So to begin with, you have taken great steps when it comes to the development of your Link Gut service. Can you tell us more about this, please?
Yeah, as the audience knows, the Link Gut service is a core and fundamental part of the smart prebiotic concept that we're promoting. And this concept is based upon three aspects: having a very effective prebiotic, which is sort of the essence of the Carbioaxis prebiotic we're developing, being able to match a prebiotic to an individual, validate the effect and improve that effect over time, and then being able to benefit from the synergies of different types of modulators. And that's why we're working with different modulator classes. So the link concept is a fundamental aspect of the second point of validating and improving the effect. So you can't improve what you don't measure fundamentally. And there we offer a white label API service. We're the only company in the world to offer that service, which is a B2B consumer gut health test. And it's the lowest cost, most flexible, and reliable service at market today. And this is the essence of this link concept, which we're rolling out initially to health and wellness companies, and then eventually product companies such as nutraceutical companies who essentially want to offer this service to their customers to validate the effect. And our belief is that in 3 to 5 years, if you're not able to validate an effect for an individual, it will be fundamentally an antiquated product you offer. So the smart prebiotic concept is a core part of our offering, and it really links together the diagnostics with the modulators we're offering.
So you are planning to introduce the Link Gut service next month. Can you talk a little bit more about your aspirations for this product?
Yeah, certainly. The move from a consumer, sort of a B2C model to a B2B model was certainly not an easy move to make, and I wouldn't want to venture down that road again. And now that we're here, however, I see a significant competitive advantage and moat that we can create with this offering, and especially linking it to our modulators. And naturally, those who are initially interested are those who are building up services where they want to have this microbiome or gut health test as a part of their core service. And these are the individuals or companies we're attracting initially. So health and wellness companies, and they eventually develop into, as I said, product companies. So nutraceutical and food and beverage companies who want to offer the service to their customers. Same at the same time, we're sort of building up key partners that we can offer to sort of if a food and beverage or a cereal company wants to offer this, we can sort of provide them access to these companies. And we're behind the scenes the entire time. Nobody sees us, so we're everywhere and nowhere, and we don't want to be seen. Yet we want to sort of have a key sort of place in that ecosystem where we're providing the service to different companies.
So let's talk a bit about your other business area, the Carbioaxis. How are things progressing there?
Yeah, Carbioaxis is our first prebiotic product, and I'm happy to say I visited the site actually yesterday, as recently as yesterday, and things are progressing very well, and the handover should happen in the coming week or coming weeks, I would have to say. So things are looking very promising, and then we can move ahead aggressively with the installation of the equipment, so everything is in place. At the same time, we're working with Boldskål, which is a sort of an innovations partner based in Skåne as well, to produce samples which are necessary to submit our GRAS dossier. So during the month of November, we'll be carrying out those production runs as well, producing the samples and getting our dossier in a proper state for submission. In parallel with that, we're also exploring the ability to work with external partners, especially on the spray drying side, and that should definitely serve us in the long run, both in terms of reducing capital cost in the short term, but also allow us to establish partnerships with key technology partners.
And 2 months ago, in September, if I'm not mistaken, you released your product roadmap for the next 5 years. Could you please give us a quick summary, Christopher?
Yeah, certainly. Roadmaps are always good because they give direction for investors in terms of what they should expect, so what's coming down sort of the pipeline. It's natural for us to launch initially a nutraceutical product in a regulatory regime which is a bit kinder, where the bar may be a bit lower, but certainly there are strict requirements. And in that regard, we're targeting a nutraceutical or supplement sale first initially in the United States, followed by Europe, and then the rest of the world. And our plan is to launch our first product next year in the US as early as possible. And then moving on to food, both again in the US, Europe, and the rest of the world, ingredient applications, and then medical foods and therapeutics out into 2005 and 2025 and 2026. So what we want to do is initially target a lower volume, higher margin product in a market which is valued at about a billion euros, and then moving over to food ingredients, where the value is roughly 2.5 billion, again with 75% gross margins. And then as we are able to get all this production experience under our belt and then move through these clinical studies, then we can move into the medical food and the therapeutic applications where the margins are considerably more, but the market is also considerably worth more.
So before we wrap up this interview, let's take a quick look at the result. It amounted to around minus 2 million Swedish kronor. Is this in line with your expectations?
Yeah, absolutely. We're at that transition point from moving from a development stage company into the commercial side, and the ambition is to keep the costs low. So I think what we've done is done actually quite well in terms of the development trajectory and the ambition level and the costs we have in place with regards to the number of employees and the number of parallel activities we have in the company. It's probably important to point out as well that our goal is to keep costs as low as possible. And I think a lot of the development work that we've been doing in the past year, especially we're working with partners on the technology side, outsourcing components, and looking for unique financing solutions will definitely allow us to bring down the capital costs going forward, which should serve investor interest quite well. So that's sort of our ambition. And last but not least, again, our ambition is to time this inflection point where we see significant growth within the prebiotic industry as well. It's about 1/10 the size of the probiotic industry, which is a 50 billion euro industry. And we know we have a world-class product. We know we're creating moats around that product with our diagnostic service and our smart prebiotic concept. And our ambition is quite simple, is to capture that growth or that inflection point as the industry grows from a 5 billion euro industry to a 50 billion euro industry. And quite simply, we know that 80% of people in the Western world are lacking an equal amount of soluble fiber in their diet. And that transposes into a large, significant attainable market as well. And our position is quite simple, is to position the company with a compelling value proposition, working on a B2B stage, and getting that product out there into as many hands as possible.
Well, thank you very much, Christopher, for answering my questions and clarifying that for me today. I wish you good luck in the future. It seems like you have exciting times ahead.
Most definitely. Thank you, Kaisa.
Thank you.